the messengers of God. When Shuaib said to them, "Will you not fear God? Lo, I am a faithful messenger to you, so fear God and obey me. And I ask of you no wage for it. My wage is the concern only of the Lord of the worlds."
Do it. Salam alaikum. The judging is over, but the contest continues. Now you can get extra prizes, extra gifts, and extra rewards from Allah. Yeah. The new contest is just read the translation. That's right. Just open up this translation we already sent to you, find the same verses you already recited, and then read it in English. Record it, upload it to your account on Recite on TV. We've got more age groups, more prizes, more rewards with Allah. What could be better? Well, just stay guided with Guidance TV. Salam alaikum. The judging is over, but the contest continues. Now you can get extra prizes, extra gifts, and extra rewards from Allah. Yeah. The new contest is just read the translation. That's right. Just open up this translation we already sent to you, find the same verses you already recited, and then read it in English. Record it, upload it to your account on Recite on TV. We've got more age groups, more prizes, more rewards with Allah. What could be better? Well, just stay guided with Guidance TV. Salam alaikum. And we are coming to you almost live, all the way from our studios right here in Southern California. And I've got a very special message for all of us right now. Yeah, this is from our app developers. They're telling us that our Dawah websites are sharing Islam online, just like always for the last 20 years. Well, 22 now. But now we're very pleased. Guidance TV has got the new super app. It works on all, listen to this, all devices. If it has internet connected to it, it will work. And it uses 0 space on their device, whether it's the phones, the tablets, the computers, whatever. It doesn't use any space. Now wait a minute. There's a whole lot more. In addition to that, you can find it anywhere in the world because it's just like the internet. It works. If you've got internet, it's there. No problems with the device at all. No ads. No, we pay for this separate and we don't tie it in to any fundraising or anything like that. So that's a beautiful thing. There's no spamming. We all want to stay away from that. There's no emails coming from it automatically or anything like that. You can opt for the notifications that when we're live, and then you'll be able to click on it and be right there with us anytime we go live. And if I stopped there, that would be enough. But how much is that? Is it 99 cents a month? $1.99 a month? $2? $4? What? No, you know and I know. All our stuff is always for the sake of Allah. So it's free. Yep. No ads, no spam, just free. All you have to do, and it's real simple, whatever device you're on, just go to guideus.app. Guideus.app. That's it. Add it to your home screen. Enable notifications so that you can know what we're doing. You're set. But wait, there's one more thing, and I think this is even bigger, because it's not just for you and me to share and have fun with. This is something for dawah. Every time you tell anybody about this and they do it, your reward will be with Allah. Immediately. Oh yeah. And there's still more. If you donate on a regular basis every month, you'll be supporting our new super apps that we're developing for all of our projects are going to be on super apps. And you'll get the reward for our television broadcasting, satellite broadcasting, social media broadcasting. Oh yeah, and don't forget YouTube. Oh yeah, and all of this is available for you right now. What does the future hold? Huh? What? Everybody's worried about that right now. Do you know that? They're very worried about life, health, death, God, religion. They're looking at all these subjects. This is something very popular in the last few months. And that's where we come in, because Islam has all of the solutions, and we're going to be using our network to bring it together so that it is perfect. Just Ask Islam. That's one of our favorite programs. The free Quran projects. You see the rewards that are coming to you now? And how can you support that? Okay, that's also simple. Just go to donateislam.com. Donateislam.com. Click the little things that come up and you can sign in and support. That sound easy? And guess what? I found that we still have some of the original bumper stickers. And whoever would like to sign up right now and get a bumper sticker, you can do that. Contact at the word contact at guideus.tv. Simple, easy. Yes, sir. Okay, now let's get on with the show. Assalamu alaikum. The judging is over, but the contest continues. Now you can get extra prizes, extra gifts, and extra rewards from Allah. Yeah. The new contest is just read the translation. That's right. Just open up this translation we already sent to you, find the same verses you already recited, and then read it in English. Record it, upload it to your account on Recite on TV. We've got more age groups, more prizes, more rewards with Allah. What could be better? Well, just stay guided with Guidus TV. We've got a great program lined up for you tonight, and I want you to be a part of it. So that's why we're putting the phone number up on the screen right away. I want everybody to know how easy it is to talk to us. We're going to have special guests with us tonight, but in the meantime, make a note of the phone numbers. 1-800, if you're in the United States, it's a toll-free number, 1-800-971-4383. 1-800-971-4383. Also, if you're on WhatsApp, WhatsApp, we can take your call on WhatsApp. 817-546-3396. I'm not sure if you have to put the +1 on there or not. I don't know how that works, but and the number is 546-3396. So you can call in and join us and be part of the whole action. Now let's introduce our guests. First and foremost, let's bring up our sister Kim. Sister Kim, salam alaikum. How are you, sister?
Walaikum assalam. You might want to go to Richard first because my dogs are acting up.
Okay, well, we can do that. That's easy. Richard.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dogs aren't acting up, except the ones at the end of my feet.
Yeah, like they say, my dogs are barking means
The
my feet
dogs are
hurt.
barking. That's exactly it. Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
some days.
What's going on there in Ann Arbor, Michigan?
Oh my, we're climbing the hill again in COVID reports. We had a very strong governor, and there was an FBI investigation. They found out there were some people that were threatening to kidnap her, take her to Wisconsin, and maybe who knows what would happen at that point. But the legislature here in Michigan sued the governor for abuse of power. They said that she was keeping everything closed and not letting everything open soon enough. So they took her to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court voted with the legislature that she indeed was overstepping her bounds. And so, everything got released and opening up, and our numbers, we were getting like daily infections in June, like about 56 a day. In September, it was like 43. Yesterday, we had 1,894 infections because the bowling alleys are open now, the movies are open, everything's open, and the governor has no power to control that. So it's hunker down, put on the mask, and stay home time here in Michigan, at least for me.
I'm amazed. I had no idea. I heard about that attempted kidnapping of the governor, but I don't understand how that the government itself would sue the governor and then turn around and have the Supreme Court agree with them. What party is the governor?
The governor is a Democrat and the legislature is Republican.
Oh, no. You know what? I heard from someone years ago when this whole thing was kicking off. They said that if the Republicans got in there with the presidency, that they would have to be careful to tread lightly because it could split our country up and turn people against each other. And that's exactly what we have seen. We have seen exactly that thing going on and on and on.
Yeah. The president was in Michigan a couple days ago, and rather than being sympathetic to the possibilities of mortal damage and infliction to the governor, he just made fun of her and told everybody to tell her to open up the schools, open up everything. We've got lots of good medicines, and it's all for you, and it's free, and we're going to take care of you because I love you. And so he got the crowd. The crowd was chanting, "Lock her up, lock her up."
I heard about that as well. I didn't understand what that was. Lock her up, and then it said in the New York Times that he joined them, but he said lock them all up, and I didn't know what that meant.
He wants everything open. He doesn't want any restrictions.
Well, if you want everything open, why would you say lock them all up? Let them all go. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. There's that herd immunity thing going around, where they want just open up everything, let those who get it, Those who survive, survive, and we'll all be fine.
I think that's young people with strong immunities, right?
Yeah, small details there. And I have no idea, why would the president say that? He's older than me.
Okay, I'm not even going to get into that. I mean,
but he's older
we've heard everybody talking about our president, and no benefit there. Just pray for someone who will be responsible to help our country get back on its feet again. I'm not trying. By the way, I'm not trying to cash in on his famous line, but I'm just saying we need to get our country back on its feet. That's it.
Yep. Well, it's just a matter of senior citizens making those kind of comments when it's their age group that's going to be affected most. So he's a year older than I am.
Well, some of us are getting up close to 80 years old, and that's not the perfect age to be out here catching the virus, is it?
It's not even a good age to catch a cold.
Yeah, well,
it's no fun being in your 40s having the virus either. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I bet.
Yes, you're right, sister. Absolutely. You got the dog problem under control now, right?
Yes, I believe so.
All right. Well, I didn't know. Okay, sister, what's going on there? You're over in Yuma, Arizona. What do you guys?
Our COVID cases are going up too, and I'm starting to get very concerned because, as I've told you before, we've been in record-setting heat. And the heat is finally about to break. Next week, we're supposed to only be in the 70s. And a lot of people are going to be heading outside. Swap meets are opening back up again. Something that's kind of endemic to our area is we've got food trucks. And they'll hire a band to come and play at the food truck. And they have a gathering at the food truck. And that's starting up again.
A band? Wait a minute. Whoa. I have been in both of those businesses. I was in the music industry for years, decades. I was also in the confection business, outdoor sales. Like I owned ice cream trucks and different kinds of service things like hot dogs, things like that, many years ago. And I never thought about combining the two together.
Yeah, that's what they do, is the food trucks hire a band. And they'll park their truck in the parking lot, set up the band. You go get food at the truck, set out your chair, listen to the band. If you're thirsty, go get another drink. And it's a real informal way of gathering out here, and they're starting to do that again. So with the cooler weather, we're going to see a lot more people gathering together. Excuse me. And our coronavirus cases are going up too. And I'm afraid we're going to start seeing some spreading events around here.
Well, actually, I did read on the internet just today about that, and the stats are there. The sad news is that we really do have a problem. A serious problem right now. They're telling us that all of the things that they're saying today are the things that were predicted by the doctors on our show way back in the springtime. Way back in the early part of the springtime, we heard them telling us about that the strain that we see now is going to be replaced by another strain in the fall of the year, and it will be worse. And now they know that that there's a possibility that the the injections, vaccinations for this strain are not going to work on the next one. Also, that people who get it and then they are cured, quote unquote, can get it again. Yes. There's no guarantee that they won't get it again, just like the flu. And also that the second time they get it, it could be so worse that they would die. And it jump from like 2%, it's about 2.5% of all of those who get this virus will die. All right? But the numbers that they show, like, okay, here is the total number of cases, and then here's only 2% that died. But they don't show you that only 41% of that total are out of the woods. The other 57% are still infected, and 2% of them, or almost 3% of those, are also going to die. Statistically, I mean, we say everything is up to a law, but I'm just saying, so that means, in effect, that if you have 2 million today that have passed away, and you said, well, we only got 2%, blah, 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 but you forgot about the ones who are still having the cases, they still have the ventilators, and the subject to pass away. So this is really, really scary. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal. I was actually on the phone with my father over the weekend, and he is a staunch opposer of masks. And he went to an outdoor function. It was a horse show, and they told him he had to put a mask on, and he said, I can't wear a mask, which I'm sorry to say is not true. He's perfectly capable of wearing a mask. He just doesn't want to. And he had to sit in his pickup truck or get thrown out. And so he opted to sit in his pickup truck, and so he sat in his truck for 6 hours waiting for the horse show to be done. And he is one of those people, I don't know if you've heard that there's people who believe that only 6,000 people have died of the coronavirus. He firmly does not believe that we've lost 216,000 plus. He thinks we've only lost 6,000, because he's convinced that if you had any other illness, diabetes, obesity, asthma, anything like that, and you get the coronavirus, he's convinced that that is what killed you. Instead, you died of asthma, not the coronavirus.
Let me read the statistics to you right now, because I just read about that, and they're saying that there is a strong percentage of those who have died, a strong percentage, over 10% of those who have died, that have related other diseases or immune deficiencies. And that has, they said that these people, the way they worded it is they were going to die anyway. But this caused that to accelerate. But you know what? When you say people are going to die anyway, we're all going to die. So I don't know where they got this stuff from. But let me just review a couple of things. I sent out some stuff to you guys. I don't know if you saw it or not, but according to the New York Times, which I'm a subscriber for them, and I like their stuff, coronavirus briefing for October 21. That's today, okay? And it says that the average daily cases per 100,000 of people in the last week, and it's showing it, and you can take a look at, I think we could put it up on the screen, maybe. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is a real good idea. Let me see if we can just bring that up so you can see it like I do. There. you can see where all that red is. Where do you think it, if you look at the top of that, right up at the top, that's Wisconsin and Minnesota. Wisconsin and Minnesota has bright red in there because they had so many increases that they never had before. North Dakota has had the biggest peak of the, and this is a place where you have hardly any people. Is that right, sister?
Yes, that's very true. I think the population of North Dakota is around 740,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
700, how much did the whole state?
The whole state, yes.
Is how much?
I think it's around 740,000.
Not even a million.
Not even a million.
Well, it's the highest per capita today, per capita, of people getting this virus. This is now. I'm back on to the New York Times. They said, "What will the winter bring?" Winter is just around the corner, by the way. Next month and 2 weeks. What? No, 1 week. 1 week.
Winter has already hit North Dakota. They already have about 10 inches of snow on the ground.
Wow. 10 inches.
Mm.
So it's telling us in the article that I read, a third surge of coronavirus, number 3. So we had 1, we had 2, and this third one has gripped the United States with outbreaks across the entire country, inviting fears that the approaching winter might make a dangerous situation even worse. Yeah, I want you to think about that. So when we're looking at the overall picture, this is what the White House, meaning the president actually, and the FDA have been at odds with each other. And the CDC has been at odds with the White House over this, because they're saying that the White House was pushing the head of the FDA to drop guidelines that would require 2 months of follow-up data from the vaccine makers to make sure that the vaccines are safe and effective. Instead, the FDA published the guidelines in the appendix of their briefing materials for an outside group of vaccine experts, okay, effectively making them official. So the materials were then quietly posted online. The White House was given an hour's notice before the guidelines went up and immediately approved them later that day, and then took it back off. It's gone. Yeah. So, there are people, this is in quarantines in Australia. They're testing the blood-borne viruses, including HIV, after it was found that a single-use blood testing device were being used on multiple people. In other words, they're testing you with something that's supposed to be thrown away, but they were testing it one after the other, and that has caused a problem. We got a call here. Let's take the call. Assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Who is this?
This is your friend, Muhammad Asif.
Muhammad Asif, how are you?
Alhamdulillah. I'm calling you from Jersey.
Okay, what's going on in New Jersey?
Not much. Are you on the show right now, or are you just
Yes, we are. We're definitely on the show. Are you watching us on the channel there?
No, actually, I'm on the road. I'm calling you from the Shahada Mobile. I have here with me my little friend Hasib, who's a Hafiz. I have a, mashallah, very beautiful Qari, Brother Ahmed. And then I have a revert brother, Brother Ahmed, as the food pantry that we run over here.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Well, I like this. I like this a lot better than our topic that we've been talking about with our guests. We've been talking about this increase in the coronavirus and how it's just taken off in this last week. And we've seen highs like the highest high was back in July, and now we've reached that again, and it looks like we're going to pass that in the next week. Anyway, but hearing about the Dawah Mobile on the run, and you guys are out there, I hope you're wearing masks. Are you doing that?
I'm driving.
No, but I mean whenever you're with people.
Yeah, so that's a good question. It's probably better if I skip it.
No, it's fine if you want to talk about it, because maybe you have a different opinion than the doctors do and the statistics.
No, I definitely have a different opinion, but it's far important to talk about. What my brother just shared with me, he was telling me, I actually would rather have him talk, because believe it or not, I have you on the speaker inside the car.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually have Brother Ahmed introduce himself, who's
Okay.
someone that actually accepted Islam right before COVID came in.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Brother Ahmed.
MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother. How are you? Okay, we're on television right now, and you have to speak up, otherwise the people can't hear you.
You gotta scream it out. Alright, so.
No, actually, we're broadcasting on satellite right now. No, this is not just streaming.
Yeah, that's in line, right? Okay, so. You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Go ahead.
Hey, so I'll tell you a brief situation how I got back into Islam, inshallah. My son, he became very ill at the vaccination shot. I knew it was the vaccination shot because other parents in the hospital said the same thing that was happening with this kid after they got this shot. I don't know which one it was. I know I told my child mother not to get it. I step off. I come back. He got it. Next thing you know, the doctors call us back saying he has low white blood cell count. This is before COVID, you know? So long story short, I'm not going to take all day with this one. Basically, my back against the wall, the doctor's telling me there's nothing they can do. You know, the medicine's not working for him anymore. He's getting pneumonia. He's 2 years old, back to back, you know? Very dangerous. So, at the time, I took my shahada at 16, but throughout that time, you know, I'm at the age of 23 now, I kind of fell off, and I became a non-believer. So, now my life is in shambles. My son's life about to get taken from me, it seemed like. And I just said, my creator, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whoever, please guide me what to do with my son, because man don't have the answer, you know? Back against the wall. Medicine stopped working. Sure enough, I started doing these teachings and practices and everything. And I didn't even know it was Islamic teachings and medicines. My son is fine till this day, you know? And that's how I got back into Islam. One morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. My son wasn't in the bed. Go in the living room, he's offering salat, 2 years old, 3 o'clock in the morning.
2 years old?
2 years old, wallahi, 3 o'clock in the morning.
How is he knowing how to do salat?
Allahu Akbar. I don't know. And that's the night I wasn't on Tawheed. I was reading the Bible. I was reading the Quran.
He never saw you do salat.
He seen me do it. But
Oh, okay.
3 o'clock in the morning, though, you know, I reach over for him. This is a night when I was confused. I'm reading the Bible. I'm reading the Quran. I'm into Hinduism. I'm everywhere, you know? And 3 o'clock in the morning, like I'm confused. I'm a little in a confused state. So 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I reach for him. He's not in the bed with me. I go in the living room. He's offering salat. And he never did it before, you know? So ever since then, up until now, he told me do it, but not really.
Well, it's funny that you would call in right now while we're on the air, because I was just talking about Australia and how, and exactly, I was mentioning that in Australia there are 240 people who stayed at the quarantine hotels there in Australia. the hotels that had been signed over for, the quarantine. And they wound up, the HIV and viruses, other blood-borne viruses, somebody was using the testing devices that were supposed to be used only one time, but they were using them multiple times, and this spread that around with those people. And this is a big problem when people will do something like that. But that doesn't mean that there's no such thing as HIV. That doesn't mean there's no such thing as the virus. It means that these are careless people that aren't taking care of business.
Okay, yeah, it's like I said, right now we're in a confusing state. There's a lot going on. Like for instance, me and my brother, we watched this documentary called Pandemic. Can't even find it no more. We was talking about this earlier. That's crazy. In this video, right? You had you can't find it no more. They red flagged it. Every time you try to search it up, it's like you can't find it. You have people shunning the video, right? So it was a lady named Dr. Amy Schultz. She worked with the FDA, the Drug Administration. I don't know what they got into, but now she's speaking out. So in this video, she said, "Is she the one?
Is she the one from Wyoming?"
Is she? I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, because she's been against this whole thing from the very beginning. I saw what she originally came up with, and because in Wyoming at that time when she came up with all of that, they're just recirculating her old thing. She's not on that anymore. Okay, but in the beginning, Wyoming didn't really have that many that were reported. So she thought that this was all just made up worldwide and everything. But when like in our family, we've had two last month the month before last, two of our own family died from this. And we had last month another two who died from something else. But it was real clear what people are dying from. I mean, nobody tried to say that the ones who passed away from different things that they were in the hospital, but nobody tried to say they were victims of the coronavirus. However, we know for sure that the other two, the husband and wife actually, did die from that because that was what they had. They were on the respirators and everything else. So, and we've had a number of other friends who have reported that their families have been infected with it. Some got well, some died, but especially in some of the places when they didn't have the ventilators, to help the people breathe. So
now here's the thing, right? In the video, and I'm not basing everything on this video. It's just something I was telling people, and someone told me something very interesting. Like in the video, you had doctors, right, saying that ranting on people.
Okay. Excuse me. We're on television right now, so we have to mention that the video you're talking about with the doctor from Wyoming, the lady that you mentioned.
Now I'm about to speak on other doctors.
Yeah, well, anyway, that was how many months ago? It was when I think back in March or April. So that wouldn't be relative to right now. But I'm glad to hear that you called in and talked about this, because we do have a lot of people out there who really don't think that this is serious.
No, if you don't mind me saying something, I mean, this is not doubtable, but the reality of it is very different than the narrative out there, especially from the government point of view.
What government?
From the government point of view, that we're supposed to shut down everything but bars and clubs, and like my brother, basically, the reason why I even gave him the phone was he just shared with me how on Monday he was fasting, and then he opened the fast inside the mosque, right? And he's eating next to people to a point where they're shoulder to shoulder while they're eating. Somebody even made a joke about the COVID. We're not 6 feet apart. Ha ha ha. And then as soon as the Iqama is called and they get up to stand for the Salah, they have not only stood 6 feet apart, but they forced everyone to wear the mask. That to me is quite literally the very definition of hypocrisy. I mean, you're submitting to this idea without having any understanding of it, or without even trying to recognize what you're doing. This is true blindness. But again, that's my point of view, and obviously, the world has the right to believe as they will because they have free will. So.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised to hear you say that, but we respect the fact that you have that opinion.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we could always have different opinions as long as, we are not stepping on each other's toes and so forth.
In my opinion, this is a Tesla email right now.
Absolutely. So, Sheikh, we were actually listening to a video where you were talking about the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
MashaAllah.
Right before,
MashaAllah. Okay, we got to take a break right now because we're past our time to take the break. I got to put something up here, and we'll do that. And we lost them. Okay, well, anyway, guys, stay tuned and stay guided with Guidance TV. Inshallah.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want, when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah?
Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah?
One more time, everyone. Okay, good.
These are the ones that we're going to be mailing out.
Ilaha. Illa. Allah.
And I bear witness. That Muhammad.
And that's right, we're right across the river from Palestine. As a matter of fact, here in Aqaba, the new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of Shawwal.
When the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that, inshallah ta'ala, we'll all be able to benefit from.
Guidance TV is free. No ads, no spam, no big business. Just free.
Log in now and make your contribution today to support your favorite project at donatetoislam.com.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want, when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah?
Guys, if you would like to support Guidance TV, it's very simple to do. Just go to donateiSlam.com. You would be helping Guidance TV, our free Quran project, Share Islam project, the Recite on TV project for the children. All of these projects depend on you. Your du'as to Allah, and we hope that Allah is accepting those du'as, and your support financially, but then also to share these links with other people. I don't want anybody to feel like that this is a big burden for you. Like suppose somebody's trying to donate every month, and they signed up for a large amount at the beginning thinking, oh, I can come up with $200 a month or whatever. Because that's not what we're all about. Joining us means just that. Join with what you can do and then share with others to do the same thing. Example, let me give you an example. Suppose that you just shared maybe 1 or 2 people a week. 1 or 2 people a week. At the end of the month, you'd have 5, 6, 7 people also joining with you. At the end of the year, that could be 50 to 70 people, maybe even 100 people helping doing what you're doing. So instead of your $200 a month that you can't really afford, you could do $20 a month as an example, or $25 a month. But then encourage others to do the same thing. At the end of the year, with 100 people doing the same thing as you, that's $2,500 a month. Yeah. And all of us are getting the same rewards. Think about it. Think about that. So I encourage you to do this. Pray. Ask Allah. Then donate something on a regular basis. The Prophet ﷺ taught us that Allah loves. Now, when he said Allah loves something, I want to know what it is. Allah loves the things that you do regularly, even if they're small, more than the things that you do that are real big, but you only do it once. The things that you do regularly, even small, Allah loves it so much more than the big thing you do, but you do it only once. So you see why I'm saying this. I want you and me both. By me telling you, I'm already getting rewards by telling you this right now. Sharing the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you can do the same thing. Praying and asking Allah to keep us going and keep accepting from us our efforts. Always say that. Don't just say keep us going. Keep us doing something that He accepts. Then do something regularly, and then share, because that's how it grows and grows. Yeah. DonateIslam.com. DonateIslam.com, and you'll find out how you can do that. Sister Kim, your patience is highly appreciated. You were talking about your dad. Go ahead.
I was telling about how my dad is one of those people who does not believe in wearing masks, and he believes that only 6,000 people have died of the coronavirus. What he doesn't understand is what's called comorbidity. Have the doctors talked about that during their show?
I never heard that word before in my life, so I guess not.
Okay, comorbidity means, in a medical sense, that if somebody passes away from one thing, that thing can be caused by another thing. So, for example, if a person has cancer, a person doesn't die directly from cancer. If they've got lung cancer, for example, they die from lung failure due to cancer. And my father refuses to accept that somebody with asthma, for example, would die from COVID. And he says when they put on the death certificate, reason for death, asthma due to COVID-19, that's wrong. He doesn't believe that should be done at all. And so he's convinced only 6,000 people have died of COVID, and the other 213,000 died of something else. And it's very disturbing to hear that, because it makes for people thinking that COVID is not a deadly disease. And even though more people die of like heart failure during the year than COVID-19, it doesn't make COVID any less dangerous. It's still something that we have to be very careful of.
All right. Well, I definitely appreciate what you're saying, and I've really feel like that this is a grand opportunity for us to explore a little bit further about this, because maybe, maybe there is something that's going on that people are promoting that they shouldn't be promoting. Let me give you some facts that I just pulled this up. The average daily cases per 100,000 people in the past week, okay? It says in the past 7 days, 7 countries, Argentina, Brazil, Britain, France, India, Russia, and the United States have each reported at least 100,000 new cases of coronavirus. That is 100,000 cases in each one of those countries or more in the past week. Wait, I'm not done yet. And that this is pushing the total cases worldwide to more than 40.7 million. 40.7 million. And this is really, really something to think about. Sister.
Yes, it most definitely is. Even at 40.7 million, let's assume that COVID wasn't more dangerous than the common cold. People with pre-existing illnesses that get the common cold can die from it.
That's true.
And
very true.
And so we should be treating this seriously, no matter how serious you think COVID is. You have to keep in mind the people for whom even a cold would be a serious matter. And you have to treat it just like that.
Yeah.
And nobody likes to get a cold. Even if you're a perfectly healthy person, nobody likes to get a cold. And we should definitely be, think of the other people around you. Even if you don't want to think about yourself, think about the people around you. Wear those masks, wash your hands. If you cough into your elbow, and take the general steps that are needed to not spread this.
If you're wearing the mask, you don't have to cough into your elbow, do you?
You don't have to, but it's a lot nicer than coughing in somebody's face.
Well, you can't cough in their face if you're doing social distance, wearing the mask. But anyway, yeah, I get that. Yeah. Some of the other things that we have to, let me put that up too so people can read it with me. Boston, Massachusetts suspended the in-person learning at the public schools. They shut down the access to the schools, and it's all online because of the city's rising tide of cases. And listen to this one. New Jersey's governor, Philip Murphy, he had to go into quarantine after a staff member tested positive for the virus. Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, and these are states that they were just recently telling everybody, okay, go on, because the governors are really afraid of the voters because, the election year. And they say, oh, the voters want to get their kids in school so they can go back to work, or get their kids in school so they can have a day off during the day and relax or whatever. And exposing their children to the opportunity for that is one thing, but exposing the teachers who are definitely more susceptible, the age group anyway. So this is serious stuff. And now it's telling us the winter is going to bring this third surge that I was talking about earlier, and this is going to go across the entire country. And this is inviting the fear that this winter could be a dangerous situation, making it even worse. Yeah.
We know we have the unholy 3 events that people gather in big crowds right in front of us. We have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And all these people who normally, they're maybe it's kind of family time, and they will break the laws, the rules, and they will get together. Christmas churches will have their services and their programs, and it's going to be a disaster. It's just sitting out there waiting, and I remember hearing one of the priests talked about that he didn't believe that God would allow someone to get sick while taking the Eucharist. And it's like, no, these are common sense. But the University of Michigan.
Why do they call it common sense when it's not very common?
Yeah, I don't know. But the University of Michigan closed its doors today. And that's 50,000 kids sitting, they're only about 15 minutes away from me. And they had to close the university because of all the cases. So
wow.
It's ramping up. And I remember, Dr. Adel, I get it right. He told us about building our immunities, black seeds, ginger roots, all those good things that help us be healthy so that we can fend off the viruses. And last Friday at Juma, the imam there announced, I said, keep your eyes on the website because we may be closing very soon, and that as well. So we may be going backwards.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you were right, because it just hit me as I was looking on the internet that it's talking about all of these different things. The first thing, I think you left it out. Did you mention Halloween?
Well, I try not to mention that.
Yeah, well, Halloween, this is coming up, and
Yep.
A lot of folks are going to be out there. And now Halloween, and you have Christmas, you have New Year's,
Yep.
the Easter Bunny is coming up in the spring. You've got all of this going on. When is Black Friday, by the way? Isn't
Black
that right
Friday
after
is
Thanksgiving?
The day after Thanksgiving, yeah.
So all of these are crowds. Okay,
Yep.
Halloween, all of the kids getting together at a church or at a school or getting to, and hopefully we're not going to have that, but they're going house to house to house to house. And that's a perfect example of exactly what we're trying to avoid, is going from house to house. I don't know. It looks like, we've only got a couple minutes left in the program tonight, but guys, listen to this. We know it's going to be unhappy everything for everybody if we don't gear up for this. Let's get ready. Let's take this opportunity to think about what it is that we're really doing. And when you want to talk about celebrating something, let's celebrate life. Let's celebrate friendship. Let's celebrate by calling each other to the worship of one God. Why don't we do that instead of going out here and exposing ourselves, our family, and others to something that could literally destroy them? Because it's not just about death, is it? Because some people could get this virus and have to be hospitalized at a cost that you could never imagine.
Yeah.
And then your family is broke, your businesses go by the wayside. I know that we've got problems with business already, but it could get a lot worse. So let's get ready for. Stay tuned and stay guided with guidance.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah? Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah?
One more time, everyone. Okay, good.
These are the ones that we're going to be mailing out.
Ilaha. Illa. Allah.
And I bear witness. That Muhammad.
That's right.